Welcome to Political Talkabout. I'm R. Miltonberg, and talk about Robert Mugabe, the dictator of Zimbabwe. Well, I've been studying this great country for over 35 years, actually when it was originally known as Rhodesia, back from the days when the white minority government, who were descendant from the original British colonists, had run the country for basically over 100 years. Now, instead of addressing this to Mugabe himself, who would only laugh at anybody who has anything to say about his dictatorship over the last 30 years, I'm addressing this directly to the people of Zimbabwe themselves. People of Zimbabwe, it's time to truly rise up and regain the revolution that Mugabe betrayed. Totally betrayed. You know your country is a great and rich country, filled with every resource that you need. Look how the country was when the white minority government ran it. Are we of the world to assume that only a white minority government could run your country and make for the prosperity that was originally there? No. This has to do with Robert Mugabe himself, who is nothing more than another tin-horn, corrupt dictator who has, like many other despots in the continent of Africa, stolen, literally stolen every vital resource and lined his own pockets and his own family's bank accounts with everything that you, the citizens of Zimbabwe, should have in your homes, in your bank accounts, and in your pockets. You run around now with money that is virtually worthless. It takes virtually a wheelbarrow full of money just to buy a loaf of bread. He refuses, Mugabe does, to get out of the government and to get out of the pockets of his own people. You've got to rise up, people of Zimbabwe. You've got to overthrow this despot before your country virtually is laid to waste. Robert Mugabe is the exact opposite of Nelson Mandela, and he should be ashamed of himself. Ashamed of himself? The people of Zimbabwe should overthrow him and throw him out, or put him in prison, or put him to death, which is what he has done to you, the people of Zimbabwe. Until next time, I'm R. Miltonberg. You've been watching Political Talkabout. And Mugabe, let me tell you something. Ian Smith was a greater Zimbabwean than you are. You ought to be not just ashamed of yourself, you ought to commit suicide. Now go talk about that.